We're gonna break down how I made a short doc in less than 48 hours. First, how all of this came about, I just really wanted to create a project that wasn't for a specific client. It was really just for myself. And these passion projects / spec ones are super important to do for your creative outlet and also just to experiment with new ideas that a client might not want to test yet because they don't know how well it will work. But it's great for you because there's no risk. The only risk is not doing it because, you know, whenever you do projects like this, it actually ends up becoming really, really fun. This short doc is about my friend Rebecca Johnstone, who is a very avid runner and healthy lifestyle representative, which is really cool because she came from a background of an eating disorder. How random and last minute was it? It was very last minute. I texted Rebecca Saturday afternoon asking, what are you doing this weekend? And I asked, do you want to shoot something? And she said yes. So coincidentally, it was a Sunday shoot that we planned. We were both free, so timing just worked out perfectly. The first thing we're gonna talk about is the pre-production because that is always the most important part, and that will also help make your post-production work way more efficient, and even when you're in production, no matter what. So right here, you can see the shot list on my notes. And you know, usually I would use Milanote, which is a great tool for visually showing your board. But because this was so like kind of last minute, I was like, I'm gonna write down and brain dump all of my thoughts and ideas into this. And as you can see, I kind of wrote it in a way where how I would imagine the timeline to go of everything from beginning to end of what I wanted to have for this video. So right here, we see slow zoom with Handycam on the track because we were shooting on track and field, and then a transition moment to kind of like have that more hype moment of going into the story, and then, you know, long shot of Rebecca running, then the title card appears, flashback, and then I listed out the shots I wanted on the track. So, you know, establishing shots of the track to show where we are, shot of the sky, Rebecca tying shoes, warming up, so on, so on. You get the gist. At the gym even, I wrote a simple shot list of just like kind of like basic moves that I want because we didn't want to focus too much at the gym. And questions to ask because I had an interview portion that I wanted to implement, and equipment list. So that original shot list did not actually come out to what I wanted, and that's okay because what I'm about to show you is a tip that I learned from a good friend. His name's Will, and he is probably one of the best people I know when it comes to pre-production work. It's insane. I created a timeline of how I wanted the video to go. I wanted to start off the short doc with a slow zoom on Rebecca with a Handycam. From there, I even put in sound effects in my timeline because I wanted to already have it prepped. So it sounds a little like this. A little ringing, then you get a riser, of course. It will last for this long, and then transition. And then you hear the song for the intro card. And then this is where I have another title of 10mm Laowa running over the camera. And the reason why I wrote that is because I wanted to know which specific lens I was gonna use. And I forgot to drag that's actually not even the original title card too. I'll link the actual video so you guys can see how it all came out to be. But basically, this pre-production might have been the most time-saving and efficient way to really visualize your project. As you can see, I kind of have the title cards, then I have her name pop up, and then continuing that Rebecca running, showing her feet going up the head. So it's one of these long, like one take shots I planned out. And then from there, I have a little break in between and to play out the scenes of Rebecca showing up to the track, right? Rebecca warming up shoes, taking a gel. And then I have starting the watch for her workout. Shot of the track, running white shot, medium shot upper body, feet running lower shot, and so on, cut to interview scene, right? Because I want to show her face for once too as well. So we have all of that transitioning throughout. Show flashbacks, right? And then show gym scenes, put it on plate, working out, etc. There's all these scenes that I put down that has a purpose. So when it comes to filming day, everything becomes a lot more seamless. I know what shots I'm gonna get. I know which shots are gonna be the most difficult to acquire, might take more than one take, so I focused on that first. Some things were just shot very unchronological, and that is gonna happen a lot. That's okay. You just always need to make sure that you have that plan set of gathering all the shots still to make your piece work, no matter what. Just for background on equipment, I shot on the Sony FX3 with mostly prime lenses ranging from a 50 prime, 35, 10mm Laowa prime, which is one of my favorite lenses ever, as well as the Sony a7C II for a backup cam. Handycam was so much fun. And again, you'll see it visually play out as I talk about it as well. And I cannot stress, just having this pre-production really helped out a lot when it came to the final editing part, which we'll talk about now. Here in the edit, we have what we talked about first, is that long shot of Rebecca that I wanted of just going up to the trek. Now, I will grant it was a little too long, so I had to cut it a little bit, which is fine. The main thing when it comes to all of this is that because of that pre-production timeline that I showed you, I was able to just drag and drop my clips that I know I had that belonged in the right space and then change it from there. So overall, like, it was probably the easiest passion spec project I've ever done seamlessly, and I probably worked on a total for like 4 hours and then it was done. So here we have the long shot of her going through.
If I could tell my past
little
self
audio
anything,
soundbite,
it would be
transitions like I said, and then the title card. And this right here is my favorite shot because I've wanted this scene of jumping over the camera for so long because I've seen other people do it, especially over a plexiglass, which is way easier, and definitely one of my favorite scenes. And of course we used a copyrighted song, which I might silence too as well for, you know, license reasons. But overall, you have that long shot of Rebecca, like I told you guys, of just holding onto her from this run, starting from the feet and then going all the way up to the head. And then we go back into the scene, right, of her coming out of the car. We have the interview soundbite going on, interview cut, her warming up.
In the space, also documenting their journeys, and I thought it would be cool
taking the gel, the watch,
back at my own progress
and then her running again to start the whole scene. And then I believe we go back to interview. Yes, I was right. And then from here, we show the flashbacks because her story on this is her past eating disorder, right? So we want to make sure we show that in a way where it made sense. And that was part of the interview questions that I had.
My relationship with food and my body.
Also crazy, right? Like, Rebecca's a beast. Insane. Then we're back into more running scenes, showing kind of like the tail end of it, as with the sound bites are heading into it too as well. And just making sure there's a variety of shots. Now, there's a handycam shot, which is great. I did miss a lot of establishing shots, but that's also okay, because again, things are going to change, and that is completely normal. And this is probably my favorite part of this. Not this entire short doc, but one of the parts I love to add is this sense of nostalgia. And I feel like we get that a lot now, either through handycam looks or even iPhone clips. So this clip right here was kind of like a montage. And if you don't know Rebecca, she does this thing where she heel clicks in the air every Thursday because she has this thing where it's like almost Friday. And I'll let it play out.
Embrace the authenticity of who you are.
She's doing like a nice little fun match cut.
Needing any external validation.
And then she's also known for her belly flop. And this is little nuances that if you know Rebecca or follow her on social media, you'll understand. But because it was a passion project and a project of her that I knew her very well and knew what to implement, I really enjoyed this piece of iPhone clips and putting this part together. And then since we're done with the running, we transition now into the gym scene. Oh, so, magic arms, guys. Get a magic arm because you will unlock a new level of creativity with a simple magic arm. It's insane. So, nice transition from going down from the deadlift to ski erg, and then going to a rowing movement. I wanted to show a wide scene too as well. And I kind of want to point out too where it's nice to have some uniform in the direction of where you're shooting because one, here she rode back and then now she's coming forward, and in the next frame in the wide shot we see her starting back where she should be. And I think that's a very important to note because it just creates a better flow rather than all of a sudden we cut to a wide shot of her in an opposite scene of direction. It just flows better. Then we have a nice 60 FPS of biking after the bike, and then kind of wanted to show a scene where she's kind of done with like quote unquote warm up or like ready to kind of go even harder, and then we have a fun wall ball scene. She also does high rocks like everybody else now, but this one was fun too.
How I want to live my life, even though.
And then this shot I love too as well, just holding a long shot, asking her to turn around and just having her hands on her hips, and just became very coincidental too as well to me having text placement there. So I like to re-emphasize this, that the main point of this video is not how fast you can make a spec or passion project. The point of all this is when planning something for yourself, a spec project, or even any project for a client, I think this shows a new level of efficiency, pre-production planning, and when it gets to post-production part of it, it makes things very seamless because you have so much prepped. And then the one thing that I found very interesting when I was during shooting was I had a lot of time saved to try out new shots with either the handy cam or a matching arm placement, or just, hey, let's actually try this one, because I was able to secure the shots on my shot list that I know I wanted, that it created this nice frame of time for me to, hey, you know what, let's try this out actually, because we have time. Starting with the most difficult shots first is probably important, because you know you're gonna take a lot of retakes. Go for the most difficult shots first, I think, because that's helped me a lot when it came to the one take shots. I edited and finished this video in the same day that we shot it, and that's mainly because of obsession. When it comes to projects that I love and have like just this inkling of just like, oh, I wanna get it done, it becomes more of an obsession thing. And that's okay, because you know, there are things that drives us, and if projects like this, if you do something like this drives you, then like, why not get it done? Why not stay up till 1 a.m. and do it? So the next morning we posted immediately, and that's how I kind of came about this like breakdown of editing a short doc in under 48 hours. And that really just became through coincidental timing with the person, Rebecca, getting all the pre-production done and just being obsessive with the post-production side of things. Last thing I want to leave you guys with is to tell yourself to prove yourself wrong. And what I mean by that is look at what you've done in the past and look at what you're doing now, and how those thoughts that you had like however many years ago or even months ago where you couldn't do this or you thought you couldn't achieve that, you are doing it now, and it has become a reality instead. And that's because you told yourself that I'm gonna prove myself wrong, internally or externally, that you want to do more and you want to learn and you want to get better at the craft that you are great at. Whether that's creating videos or even in athletics or even just whatever you're passionate about. You know, I think even in fitness, I feel like I'm a big like fitness guy too as well, and I like to prove myself wrong. Like I ran a marathon, I didn't think I can do it. I did it. To me, it's like reaffirming your wins in the past, of telling yourself to prove yourself wrong. And then when you look forward into that moment of what you did to achieve and look back and like, damn, like I did that, is really cool. Hopefully got more of these video ideas coming. And as always, thank you all for watching.